Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy Academy. Welcome to this video where we are discussing a very important issue that is in news, that is a new study on the Paleolithic man. See, this is a very important part of our ancient history where you will be learning about Paleolithic, Mesolithic and the Neolithic period. So in this video, I'll be giving you an overall view about this entire timeline, that is Paleolithic, Mesolithic and the Neolithic. Why is Neolithic called as the Neolithic revolution? Okay, this is what we'll be discussing. At the same time, we will also be very importantly talking about what is a new study that has come about the gender inequality in the prehistoric period. See, all this while we assumed something or we had a textual reference to something, and now there comes a new study which says no, this is not the case. We have to reform this ideology. So as of now, this will not have a great importance with your prelims examination point of view, but at the same time you can use these studies when you're writing the mains answers. So let's begin with the context for today. Why are we talking about the Paleolithic man and the gender inequality during the prehistoric period? If you look at the context, there were two important studies that came about, and they said the women during the prehistoric period, especially the Paleolithic and the Mesolithic period, women during the Mesolithic period were not very much isolated to the house or the household activities. Even the women went out and conducted hunts. Okay, so this is what is the new study that says. It says women participated in the hunting of big animals just as men did. So what can we infer from this? We can infer a very important idea, that is gender equality was in place. Okay, so this is something that we can think about, but all this while till 2023 we're talking about, this was not the case. We believed that men went out and hunted but women stayed inside the house. This was the ideology that we had thought about, but now we'll have to refine all these and we can come to a conclusion that women also went out and they conducted hunts. So the new study, this is an article that is there in the Indian Express. The new study rejects the idea of man the hunter and proposes the idea women the hunter. Okay, so let's talk about what is the Paleolithic, what is Mesolithic and what is the Neolithic period. If we talk about the Paleolithic as such, see, one thing that is very common to all these is lithic, which means stone. So all these are clubbed under the Stone Age, prehistoric period, the Stone Age. So what is Paleolithic period? Paleolithic is a timeline between 2.5 million years to around 10,000 BC. This is the time period of the Paleolithic period, that is 2.5 million years to 10,000 BC. This is the time period. And the Paleolithic is further divided into Upper Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic and the Lower Paleolithic. But for our examination point of view, we don't have to get into the details with respect to the GS part of the history, that is ancient history. We don't have to dig deeper into the differences between the Upper, Lower and the Middle Paleolithic. So if we just get to an understanding that this is what is Paleolithic, that will be more than significant for us. So this is the Paleolithic time period. Second, what did the people do during the Paleolithic period? The Paleolithic people were basically hunter-gatherers. Okay, the Paleolithic people were hunter-gatherers. So what did they do? They hunted and gathered food. They had no concept of agriculture at all. They were purely hunter-gatherers. And because they were hunter-gatherers, they couldn't stay at one place and they followed nomadic lifestyle. Very much nomadic lifestyle. Okay, so this was the classification of a Paleolithic time period. Let's shift our understanding or focus to Mesolithic time period, that is between 10,000 BC to around 6,000 BC time period. This is called as Mesolithic period or Middle Stone Age period. One important very characteristic of the Mesolithic period is something called as microliths. So what are these microliths? Very small tools are called as microliths. Okay, very, very small tools. And these were also called as flake tools. Okay, it was during the time of the Mesolithic period that we have an idea that the gender inequality or the occupational specialization that was started during the Mesolithic period. Like, how do we know? We have some of the paintings. I'll show you the paintings. So we have some of the paintings, and one important example of the Mesolithic painting or the upper Paleolithic painting that we have in India is the Bhimbetka caves. Okay, Bhimbetka caves in Madhya Pradesh. So during the Mesolithic period, there were paintings of community hunting, of community hunting. Okay, so in this community hunting, because we can come to a conclusion that the people lived together. When they lived together, they hunted together. When they hunted together, who would take care of the children? The children would be taken care of by children would be taken care by women, and men went out and hunted. This is an idea that we all believed. This is an idea that was in place. But now there comes a new study which says women, because of the production of the estrogen, were very much endurance. They had that endurance and they could travel for a long distance, and even they participated in hunts. Okay, so next we have the Neolithic period. One important classification of the Neolithic period is their time period 6000 BC to 4000 BC. First point. Second point, it was during this time that agriculture became a commercial activity. Because agriculture became a commercial activity, the people of the Neolithic period stayed at one place. They became sedentary in nature. Okay, so this is something that we know about Neolithic time period. Let's talk about the gender inequality due to group hunting. If you look at these images, these are the images of the Mesolithic period that we have in some of the caves. Example, Bhimbetka caves. If you look at these, the images here, one thing is for sure, that people hunted in groups. When people are hunting in groups, it's community hunting. They're living together. They're planning the hunt together. That is the reason why they're writing these images. Think about it. Why do you think that Mesolithic people wrote such paintings on the caves of the walls of the caves? Why are they even doing it? Because they are actually planning the hunt. Okay, when they're planning the hunt, it's a group hunting process that is in place. Who would take care of the children? Okay, or who would take care of the elderly, age old? Okay, it's a different story that the life expectancy was really, really low and people wouldn't live beyond 60 or 65 years of age. But still, if at all they lived, who would take care of them? We have some evidences from the burials where the tools used for the hunting were buried along with the male body, and the tools used for the day-to-day activities, let's say utensils or beads or needles to stitch clothes. So all these were buried along with the female bodies. So because of this reason, we had come to a conclusion that the women took care of the household, and men went out and conducted hunts. Okay, we had come to this conclusion, but the present study disposes all these assumptions. And what does the present study say? If you look at this, females may be metabolically better suited for endurance activity. See, hunting is an endurance activity, suited for the endurance activity such as running. Okay, so which could have a profound implication for understanding the subsistence capabilities in the Neolithic and the Mesolithic time period. Estrogen, and hormone that is produced in the females. Okay, so estrogen, according to the recent study, it says that estrogen is responsible for the endurance building or helping in regulate the reproductive system. Estrogen influences the fine motor control and the memory enhancements, which means because of the production of the excess estrogen among women had become very much strong. Okay, very much strong than men, or equal to men, and women could also take part in the hunting process. A 2020 study by the UCD, University of California Davis, talks about 30% and 50% of the hunters were females, which means around 50% of the hunters were females according to the study conducted by the UCD. And the Neolithic time period is also called as the Neolithic Revolution, because this is the time period where agriculture got started, People started living at one place, sedentary life started, and because of sedentary life, people started having more group, a community living. So the present civilization, as we can talk about, or the present village setup, if we can talk about. So when did this village setup actually start? It started from the Neolithic time period. Okay, so if you like the video, hit the like button. That's it for the day. For more such enriching content, subscribe to Legacy Academy YouTube channel. Have a nice day. Thank you.